Good morning, Needham High. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. You may be seated. And here's the news for today.
Good morning, Needham High. To start us off, let's go to Anne for another Quarantine Kitchen segment.
Hello and welcome to Quarantine Kitchen. Today we'll be making chocolate cupcakes. This recipe is actually vegan, which might come in handy if you are vegan, if you didn't get very much milk and eggs the last time you went to the grocery store, or if you want to eat cake batter and not get salmonella poisoning from raw eggs. As always, NHSN strongly recommends wiping down your counters very thoroughly. Preheat the oven to 375 degrees. For this recipe, you can use a cup of cold water or a cup of cold coffee. So if you want to use coffee and you don't have any, you can do what I did, which is to make some. You should grind about 2 tablespoons of coffee beans and then put them in a coffee filter with a piece of filter paper in it. Then add 1 cup of boiling water and wait for it to filter through. Then measure the coffee and make sure you have 1 cup. If not, just add some water. Or alternatively, you can just add ice cubes until the coffee reaches the 1 cup mark, because the ice cubes will melt and they'll cool down the coffee. Next, sift together all the dry ingredients. You will need 1.5 cups of flour, 1/3 of a cup of cocoa, half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, and 1 cup of sugar. Then sift together all the ingredients into a large bowl. Then take your cup of coffee out of the fridge or measure 1 cup of cold water and then add half a cup of vegetable oil or safflower oil. Then add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Next, stir together the oil and the coffee as best you can, even though it will not work. Then mix the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients. Finally, add 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and mix the batter again. This is a fun science experiment because the baking soda will react with the vinegar to make bubbles. Then put cupcake wrappers in your cupcake pan. This recipe should make about 18 cupcakes. Then fill the cupcake wrappers about 2/3 of the way full. Then put the cupcakes in the oven and bake them for 20 minutes. To test if the cupcakes are done, poke them with a knife and see if the knife is clean. Finally, take the cupcakes out of the pans, let them cool, and enjoy.
Thanks, Anne. Those cupcakes look absolutely delicious. And speaking of delicious food, let's go to Juliet to learn more about supporting local restaurants and other businesses during this time.
Thanks, Julia. That was super informative.
Good morning, Needham High. Didn't see you there. I'm Ronan Keene. A reminder that if you're a senior, make sure to send in your photos to be in the senior slideshow. On another note, I will be accepting the Quarantine Beard Challenge, and I will be growing out my beard for the rest of quarantine.
Thank you guys for watching and have a great weekend.
This is Josh Tunnelman signing off. Make sure to stay safe and healthy.
So I think I'm off to a pretty good start. That's all we have for this week. See you next week on NHSN.
See you all next week on Student News.